I'll show you what it takes to go from this old school doorbell to a PoE-powered video doorbell. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Bogdan Chperny, founder of Apex One IT. We do networking and security. This is the UniFi Doorbell Lite. It's the most affordable doorbell from Ubiquiti, but there is a catch. It's powered by PoE, which essentially means there's no built-in Wi-Fi here or battery, and it gets both its data and power from a single Ethernet cable like this. In general, it's pretty good to have a doorbell that's not dependent on Wi-Fi, right? If something happens, your video doorbell still works. But the challenge is going to be how to get this Ethernet cable from your network router or switch somewhere inside your house all the way out to the front of your house, wherever your video doorbell will be. So that's the whole point of this video. But in particular with this UniFi doorbell, you should know that it needs a UniFi NVR or a UniFi Cloud Gateway, which is essentially a console or a router that runs UniFi Protect, which is their application for camera security. And also, if you want to hear this chime like inside your house, other than just smartphone notifications, you'll need something like this, like a Wi-Fi chime that's in your house, so you can hear it. You can have more than one. And I will, of course, have everything linked for you, both if you need the UniFi NVR or the Wi-Fi chime. The doorbell comes in a box like this. Let me just show you what we have: an installation guide, and we'll walk through that, of course. So this is just a protective cover. This is what the white version looks like. A nice physical, large physical button. We have our mounting template. This will give you this little Torx bit. And we do have an angle mounts. This is a 20-degree angle mount included. Then all the hardware and for drywall or kind of brick as well. But we'll be going straight into wood. And then this is like another mounting plates. Okay, so it looks like you either will mount this directly like this, and then the doorbell mounts to there, right? Or you're going to first mount the angle bracket, whichever angle you need it. And then this will go on here some direction. We'll figure it out right now, and then we'll install that. So first thing is really to understand where you want this. And looking at here, this location with where the doorbell currently is not great. If someone's approaching the house, they're approaching at the middle at the door, and this is kind of way off there. They sometimes don't even see that. I could have, possibly installed a doorbell here, but I'm thinking right there, white on white, and with a nice 20-degree bracket, that should look pretty decent. I could go here as well with no bracket, but kind of, I don't know, sticks out a little bit much, and also be super difficult, right? Because we're going to need to route our Ethernet cable. This for sure will be much more simple. There's going to be a hollow wall here, 100%, I bet. This will be a little bit more complicated. There is this trim, and I'm sure there's 2x4s going here, so we're gonna make sure we go kind of far off from this window, all the way up. We'll drill into there, go into the attic, and come back out to a network switch. One thing I'm going to use here is the device bridge, and this is temporary. This is the device right here, but essentially it'll allow me to get this doorbell kind of on Wi-Fi. It's kind of a little hack, okay? So it's just temporarily, so I can position it exactly where I want to, and I can then view what this will look like in its location. All I need is an outlet nearby, and then I can position this where I want it to be. Okay, let's take this. I'm looking here. I'm gonna look there at what it actually looks like. That's pretty wide, so even if some little kid is standing here, it will capture them. So looking inside this house, I mean, this is pretty wide, but there's a lot of trim. Here's a corner right behind here, so it's a little bit more complicated because there's probably a bunch of 2x4s stacked everywhere. First for the window, then for the corner of the wall. So this might be a little tricky. There's probably a gap. There's a 2x4 here, or even larger one there. So if there is anything hollow here, it's probably right down the middle of this trim. So I'm going to measure out 2 3/4 inches, maybe 2 3/4, 3 inches. So it's actually right where those nails are. So my only hope, most likely, is I drill a hole right here, and I should find a cavity. And if I don't, that'll be a little bit tricky. And I might have to remove this trim piece, but that's not too bad. They usually just they kind of like pry right off, and you can just smack them back in. Okay, this is everything that you should need, kind of at minimum. All right, so just a driver, number 2, Phillips number 1. This is a 1/16 drill bit if you're going straight into wood, or you'll need a 3/16 if you're using the anchors. You'll need an actual drill. And that's because you'll need something like this flex bit. This is a 3/8 inch. It's made for wood. Okay, and something like, what is this, 54 inch. The longer they go, the more expensive they get, but it also has kind of a squared off here that you can use in your drill, a hole for string pull if you need that, and one at the top as well. Okay, because the reality is, without this, it'll be really, really difficult. You might get away if you're going into a wall that has a cavity, but like you'll see in this install, is going to be going all straight into wood. Okay, now the other option here, not the option, but if you're going to be terminating your own cables, you do need your RJ45 connectors. These are pass-throughs and a crimper tool like this. Okay, and then of course some box cables. This is just Cat6. You don't need Cat6. Cat5e is fine. If you don't want to go with this whole terminating thing, you could go with pre-terminated cables like this. Obviously, whatever length you need. But just know that you're gonna need quite a large hole. Okay, so that complicates things. But you could use a pre-terminated cable. That saves you, if you're doing this just once, that saves you on getting RJ45s and the crimper tool. And then maybe some nice to have things, possibly is some kind of video camera like this that can go inside the walls, between the walls, see what's happening. Also some fish rods. This is a set of 5, but potentially just 1. Again, this is useful if you're going inside the exterior wall and there's a cavity there, and that's where you're pulling the cable through. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a drill bit and make some holes where I want that doorbell to be. And I poked around and it's basically looking like it's all solid in there. So I'm going to go ahead and take off this trim piece, cut up the silicone there. It'll pry off a little bit, just enough for the nails to pop out, and then I can pry those out so they don't bend too much. And then the entire piece you kind of pry right off and just gently pull it out. I'm drilling a little bit more. I'm hoping to see something else there. And when I look, it's all solid. But there's actually a cavity here, so I'm thinking I'm gonna put a hole right there and basically feed the cable, make another hole, and up to reach the attic. So I'm using that 3/8 flex bit. Okay, I missed recording some of this, but just to show you, I already have the Ethernet cable running through. So I just drilled up into there, all the way up, and kind of had to do that twice. First time it stopped somewhere in the middle. There's some kind of metal brackets, and these guys are just not strong enough, or they will break. Okay, it's really meant to go through wood, which is why it's also not great. You might keep going and hit a nail, and it'll also stop. So you sometimes have to have a couple of attempts. So then I went into here where the cable is now, and then kind of went up perfectly in there and all the way out cleanly. So you might be thinking, what's going to happen here, right? This is where the doorbell will go. And so I drilled out a cavity in there just to have some slack of the cable. And this trim piece will just cover this up. And there's actually just enough cavity here where this will sit flush right behind the trim. So as long as I get it tucked away in this corner, this piece of wood, this trim piece can cover this up nicely and it'll be pretty clean. Then you don't have to secure this, but it'll be a little bit difficult to get this trim piece. I don't want to pinch the cable. So just in a couple spots, I will secure this down. Okay, so I got my hole in there and I used a 5/8. And now I need to pass this through, cut it off, terminate the cable. Now I wish I made a larger cavity, because that's not a lot of slack. By the way, if this video is helpful to you and you like all the details of the installation, please hit the like button, subscribe. That's how you let me know to keep making content like this. Thank you. Without any touch-up yet, that's what it looks like. Obviously, you'll need your base color here touched up and a bit of white. Sometimes you can get away without repainting, and you can just caulk this with some white and it'll be pretty good. Not bad. I'm going to mark this template. Let me see what size holes we need. So we're going straight into the wood, so we go with this. Okay, 1/16 looks to be good. If you were using the anchors, by the way, you would need to use, I think it's a 3/16 hole for that. Okay, so you position this in essentially any direction, whichever angle you need. Okay, then we want this mounting brackets. You need a smaller bit size here. Okay, you probably want a Phillips #1 for this. Just make sure that this can tuck in there. And yeah, it should be okay. There's our reset port in case we need that. So it looks like those two hook on the top. And then the security screw, it's a Torx bit, goes in there. Ubiquiti provides you the Torx bit as well. There's our lights and looks our audio ports. Okay. This will be a little tough. Okay. So you kind of have to screw that in right away. Still kind of wiggles here, but it's all good. Some kind of sensors up there. I just need to get the other side of the Ethernet cable connected to the switch. All right, the camera is online, just plugged it in. So even if I approach the door, grab the handle, I'm still in the frame. That's good. And that's how you install a PoE-powered video doorbell that was running locally, doesn't need to reach the internet at all. You'll want to watch this video next, where I'll walk you through how to set up the Wi-Fi chime and all the features of the video doorbell, including custom notifications. So thanks for watching. I'll see you there.